Welcome back to ADNAC Accent Coaching. My name is Alice. I'm your coach. Just going to explain the difference between though and thought because they're spelled almost the exact same, right? Thought has though in it plus a T at the end. So first of all, what differentiates though from thought? I think the most obvious answer is the vowel. So the vowel in though is a diphthong vowel that starts off in the O shape and goes to the U shape like this. Though, though. It's like the word go, no, slow, or focus, focus. So for though, that diphthong vowel, the O, you'll also notice something about the beginning of this word. It's voiced. So as I'm pushing the air through the TH sound at my teeth like this, I'm putting voicing into it by activating my vocal folds here. Though, though. You can feel it here if you press here, though. So many languages are lacking this voiced TH sound. So you might get a replacement, a substitution of another sound, a close sound like Z. So you might hear zo. So for although, you might hear also, this, that, zo. So for this TH turning into a Z, it's not actually a problem with dentalization. Like it's not a problem with having the tongue at the teeth. The problem is giving the tongue enough room over top for the airflow to go through so that it's not constricted. And your tongue doesn't need to be too far forward because Z and voiced TH are both fricative sounds and they sound very similar. So of course, French speakers, people without TH in their language, will link up with Zs rather than with THs because the tongue has less traveling to do, right? So though versus though. Though. So now we know how to pronounce though. It has a voiced TH at the beginning and then a diphthong OU sound, though. What about thought? So the vowel in thought is a monophthong. It's ah, the ah vowel from water and hot. So for thought, you'll see my jaw drop a little. Thought, thought, thought. I thought so. I thought so. I just like to show you all the angles. Thought, so that ah is for some reason represented by an OUGH. We don't need to get into that really. I can talk about it later. But the other thing you'll notice, so it has a simple vowel in thought. It has a T at the end, which is like the main distinction in spelling, the only distinction in spelling indeed, and the beginning. So the beginning of thought is voiceless. So if we're going to compare the beginning of though to another sound like Z, the beginning of thought would be a sound like S or even F. You don't even have to be a non-native speaker of English. If you're from the UK, you might say, I think so. I think so. So this is, instead of a TH, there's going to be a substitution of a labiodental. That is the labiodental is the teeth touching the lips. So for this voiceless TH, you are doing the same movement as for the voiced TH. Your tongue is at your teeth. If it's too far forwards and if there's too much constriction here, you won't have enough room to do the fricative. So you'll get a D sound, like this and that. We want to say this and that. And for this sound in particular, since it's voiceless, we want to make sure we avoid using an S or an F sound. So thought. You won't feel any vibration here. You're just letting the air pass your vocal folds. You're not actually activating the vocal folds. Thought, thought. So if you want to check in with this word in terms of voicing, you won't feel voicing until the vowel, and then the voicing will go away because the end of the word is voiceless, right? It's not thawed, it's thought. So that piece of voicing in the middle is quite short. Compared to though, which is voiced the entire way through, though voice is activated the whole way through, thought is a little bit shorter. Though I thought that, you could say them longer if they were stressed in the sentence, if that required you to. But just in general, you know, these are a little bit like kind of differentiated a little bit by length in terms of the vowel. So let's practice them a few times, shall we? Starting with though, 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 though. Okay, I've just done 5. I'm going to do 5 of thought. So do them with me. Thought, 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 thought. Thorough. That's good. Thank you for bringing that up. This is cool, actually, that you can say this while I'm streaming. Thorough has the O-U-G-H in it too, but it's not in ah and it's not a ooh. It's an O sound. So thorough. Let's just say the end. Row. It's like R-O-W, row, or R-O-E, row. But the beginning, voiceless TH into a schwa R, thur, like for thirsty. Thur. Thorough. Thorough. Thoroughly. If I would add an ly to the end of this, it makes the diphthong at the end into a monophthong, right? Thoroughly. I was thoroughly impressed with how saying thoroughly took the diphthong away from the end of thorough. If you said thoroughly, it would take you a little bit too long. So we always are doing these shortcuts in English all over the place. I promise you, they're all over the place. We have liaisons, just like French. We have liaisons that connect or separate words, depending on how you look at it, differentiate vowels from each other. We connect words by also changing like the shape of the vowel. Sometimes we'll say the, sometimes we'll say the, right? If it's the after versus the party, I wouldn't say the party because that's just like, it just doesn't sound right. So a lot of this stuff is like intuition that native speakers have, but you can learn this as a non-native speaker. You just have to learn the set of rules for English basically, and then you can apply it to all the new English words that you come across for the rest of your life. That's the point of accent training, is to take on the native English, Canadian English or Pacific Northwest English phonological rules, how things overlap, how things link up, how things separate, how things are stressed, how, you know, how different things come up in terms of like surrounding sound environments. You need to memorize the set of rules, and then when you come across new sounds, you should be able to apply it to new sounds. I like to give the example of if you want to pronounce the name of a medication. Medication names are made up. They're usually like Latin or Greek looking, but they're made up words for the medications. So there's a specific way to pronounce these, though. If I saw something written down like cyclobenzaprine, I would know that it's cyclobenzaprine and not cyclopenzaprine or cyclobenzaprine or whatever. So there's a right way to memorize these phonological rules, these constraints, if you will, and to put them onto novel English words, medication names, other types of novel English words that come into being all the time. English is a moving target. So you're going to be, you know, changing where you're aiming all the time. Just keep that in mind. You know, stay steady on your horseback and ping, focus on your English pronunciation. Thanks for watching and have a good rest of your day. See you next time.